Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to yet another video here on the channel, guys. Today, we're actually going to be initiating something very different as we head into 2023. Now, for those of you guys who've been watching this channel for the last 8 years, you guys know one of my main specialties has been, is, and always will be to teach you guys how to obtain and maintain the deepest, darkest, greenest, thickest lawn on the block, right? So one of the things that we've actually found out here on the channel over the last 8 years as we've been doing this is, because I'm Jake the Lawn Kid, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys by now know the fact that I do know, in fact, how to do that. Now, that does come with its shortcoming, because this particular lawn right here you're looking at, this is my Scott's Provista Kentucky Bluegrass that I planted about 1.5 years ago with a couple of friends' help, of course. And with that being said, I've had this lawn now for 1.5 years, and it's come with its problems. It hasn't been the perfect journey, right? And that actually brings me to the importance of this new series that I am starting, which, by the way, is called The State of the Lawn. Now, how is this series going to be different from anything we've done before? Well, my friends, it's going to be very different. You see, here on the channel, one of the things that we've specialized in is high editing, massive graphics, cutting out a lot of the hms and ha's, and how we're actually going to go about tackling a problem. What I want to do with this particular series is I actually want to go ahead and do just the opposite. What I want to do here with this series is I want to set aside a little bit of time, maybe a couple of minutes, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, whatever, and I want to take you guys along with me as I walk the lawn, examine it, and see how it looks. Now, I think this might be a lot of fun, because whether we have a problem with the lawn or not, what we can do is I can show you guys the lawn, how it's looking, and how I've gotten it to look that good. And if there are any problems, what I can do is I can show you guys live in real time how I'm going to go about solving those problems, right? Let me give you an example. So this is my lawn right now as of February 13th, 2023. Now, as you can see, we are having an abnormally warm winter here, as it is 40 degrees, sunny, and there's no snow on the lawn. Usually right now we have about 2 feet of snow on the lawn. Now, the first thing I would like to highlight to you as you look at this lawn, check this out. See this area up here and this area right here? What looks very different about these two when you look at them in comparison? I'll give you a couple of seconds. It's much greener up here, right? Notice how this area has a nice green look. As we get down here, you can see this area has a little bit more of a brownish look to it. Well, there's actually a couple of reasons for that. Number one is desiccation. One of the biggest problems I've always had with this lawn is every time it snows, a couple of days after it melts and it gets lighter, what ends up happening is the snow in this area melts much faster than everything over here, because this area is shaded and this area gets partial sun. This is also a high traffic area with wind. So what happens is, in the wintertime, as that snow melts, the wind whips across this area because of how vulnerable it is, actually taking away a little bit of the snow because of the wind tunnel we're in this line right here. And what it does is a little process called desiccation. So what it'll do is that wind will literally whip right across and suck the moisture out of the plant, leaving it a little bit drier than any areas like up here that had sufficient snow cover. Now, if you've been watching my videos in the past, you'll see I've had a couple of similar situations in the back lawn, as that's also been something that is very common with where we live, being in a wind tunnel with a lot of open land and cornfields around and behind us. So that pretty much sums up what this series is going to look like, right? So what I do is I walk around, I look at problems with you guys, and I kind of talk you through how I'm going to fix them. For instance, so this area right here isn't necessarily something to be worried about. This is a common occurrence. There's really not much I can do to fix it because of the wind tunnel we're in. All I can really do at this point is focus on the 3 main cultural practices we always talk about, the big 3: mowing, fertilizing, and watering, and of course, good weed control and pest control practices. And with assuredness and time, it should pop back up, no problem, like it always does. So that, in a nutshell, guys, is what the series is going to look like. Now, I think this will be a very fun series we can do, and there's a whole lot we can get into, but I think for the sake of time, I'm going to relegate it to this one area here, right? Because out of all the areas in my lawn, this is the one that has seen the most radical change over the years, right? For instance, we used to have old conventional Kentucky bluegrass sod in here, which I decided to rip up in the fall of 2021, given the fact that I had an opportunity to partner with the folks at Scott's Pro Vista and replace it with their slow growing, double the darkness, glyphosate tolerant bluegrass, right? And it has been just that. It has been 50% less growth, 50% less weeds, 50% less inputs I've had to put into it. This area has had a lot of changes already, yet I still have a lot of big plans for this space. Don't get me wrong. I actually, believe it or not, have been talking with the Toro company about the potentials of putting an irrigation system in this lawn. Because what I can do in theory with that is I can walk around the lawn and be like, okay, I think this is the type of head I'm going to put here and why I'm going to put it here, and just kind of walk you guys through the talking that goes on in my head as I'm thinking about doing these things before I bring them into fruition and actually do them on video, which is what we've done in the past. I've showed you guys the ideas that we brought into fruition, but really what this series is going to do is complement that, as I'm going to show you guys the talking that goes on in my head that helps bring those ideas into fruition. So, and on top of that, I really do hope this is something I could make much bigger than just me, because I do have a lot of friends in the lawn care industry, both local and nationwide, that actually do come to my house and visit the lawn and look at it. So I think it'd be cool to definitely get some guest stars on here as well, maybe some sponsors too, because there's more to lawn care than just what I see and what I know. So it'd be a really great way to share the voices of those people and what they know, and how we can all help each other have a much deeper, darker, greener, vigorous, and thicker lawn with much less work and much less inputs, make things work much more efficiently. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and stay tuned. We have some awesome things that are going to be happening here on this lawn that I think this series is going to bring to light, and I couldn't be any more excited about it. So with that being said, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. Happy winter. I'll see you guys in the spring with episode 2 of State of the Lawn. Later.